Imagine me above the trees, a victim of pure imagination. It's so sweet how I rise above the sky before your eyes. Imagine me above the trees, a victim of pure imagination. It's so sweet how I rise above the sky before your eyes. I can picture me telling my little bro that it's twisting time. They searching frantic till I find my light of just in time to pass it out so he can fire up the super sticky, so we can start the process of getting super lifted. I highly doubt that we could help meet eye to eye. Right now I'm out of reach, meet me at open skies, higher than the past on earth, but that's my favorite line. And OG Cushion, Hindu, all my favorite kind. I gotta smoke that, that's my form of therapy. Stress to kill a motherfucker, I can't let it murder me. They say we'll make you laugh, the same thing will make you cry. We make it hard to see, and I can't see me saying bye. What up, my guys? On to another show, man. Monday, NBA Talk with Jay, man. Trying to get some cash. Hope everybody out there had a great weekend. Hold on, just what the hell? Okay. What the fuck? All right, sorry about that, guys. Gotta attend to some stuff right after the show. What the hell? All right. What's up, my guys? Welcome to another show. A lot of info today, man. Well, we got a bunch of games as well, man. This is actually a huge card, to be honest with you. I'm kind of skimming. I'm like, damn, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. That's what she said. But not all seriousness here, man. About to break down these games. Do have a play. Gonna make a pick on every single game as well, guys. So there's just something new that I'm trying to do for the people. It's basically like a lean for every game, man. But let's get straight to it in this one, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you can, hit the like button one time for the one time, man. Obviously, it's early season, still trying to figure these teams out as well, man. It's not a ton of data, shit like that to go off on. It's really just kind of just guessing out here, man. But let's get straight to it in this one. Let's go over here. First game up. Let's go over to the streets of Orlando in this one. A lot of these teams, there's some teams that's like, it's crazy because we are just started off the season. Teams are already in third game in 4 nights, back to back, fourth game in 6 nights, all that shit. And that's the position that the Pacers are in this particular game. They are coming off it was an early game yesterday. They did lose to the Philadelphia 76ers at home as 8-point favorites, and that game went to overtime. So really, like, the Pacers are on a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights and fourth game in 6 nights to start the season. Third road game as well of those 4 games as well, man. So it's really not a good spot for the Pacers, to be honest with you. They have not looked good to start the season. They won versus the Pistons in the first game, barely. I mean, shit, they were down most of that game and basically made a comeback in the second half and in the fourth quarter. And they'll end up winning by 6. They got smoked versus the Knicks, which I kind of had a feeling that might happen. Then that game yesterday, the Sixers really back and forth game, went all the way into overtime, man, and still end up losing that game. Now they head down there to Orlando. Obviously the Magic have the advantage here. They have the rest advantage. This is their 4th game in 6 nights as well, but it's not back to back. It's third game in 4 nights, but it's not on the back end of a back to back. You know what I mean? And they didn't have an overtime game in there as well. So Magic have started off the season nice. They did get smoked versus the Grizzlies on Saturday. Grizzlies trifected them boys, first quarter, first half, and full game. So the Magic in theory on a bounce back spot. Personally, I'd be standing away from this game. You need to know if Franz Wagner is going to play. Him and Banchero are obviously the 2 best guys on the team for the Magic, and I just feel like they wouldn't necessarily be the same without Wagner out there. I guess I don't really have a play on this game until we know if Franz Wagner is playing. He is questionable with an illness here. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, whether he's in or out, that is one of those players where that's really a big deal. Like, you can see this line go down to 3.5 if he's out. That's how much he means to this Magic team. But Taze is out, is a game time decision as well, with something like a hurt foot. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think that the Pacers are the much more fluent offensively team. I love the Magic. The Magic, like, a really great coach team. They're kind of like the Eastern Conference side of the East team of, like, the Thunder. They just play harder than everybody every single night. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, the Pacers, they have dogs on their team as well. Anytime you have Halliburton, you have a offensive edge versus a lot of teams, even though he hasn't necessarily been playing well so far this season, man. So I guess I could say right now my pick on the game would be Pacers plus 6.5, or maybe even Pacers first half when they have the most energy. Because, like I say, second half, that's really where they're supposed to run out of gas in this particular game. But need to know if Wagner's in there. I can see this would be in Pacers first half, Magic full game. So right now, if I was to make a play on this game, my best bet, my pick for this game would be Pacers in the first half before they really run out of gas. Because they think they can match up with the Magic. It's just they're at the major risk disadvantage in this particular spot, man. So not a game that I'm in a hurry to go in bed. Definitely need to see what's up with Wagner, but you can get plus 3.5 for the first half with the Pacers there, with them coming off a couple losses. I'm sure that they're a little bit steaming over there. So my pick for this game, as it stands right now, would be Pacers in the first half plus 3.5. Wagner news will obviously really change a lot what's going on with this game. Let's go over here to Atlanta in this one. Hawks land 7.5 points at the house versus the Wizards. There's not going to be many games that I'm going to be like, hey, look, the Wizards can win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this team won like 8 games to like a single digit number of games all season long, man. Just not really a serious basketball team. There's definitely going to come a time where I am not talking about the Washington Wizards on this fucking show. It's literally a waste of time. Like, this is not even a real basketball team. I know that they have basketball players on the team, but when it comes to talking about like coming to winning things like that, it's just not something the Wizards are really doing. Like, I mean, I don't even know why you would tank. You can get another top pick. You're still going to be ass next year as well. So if I was Cooper Flagg or any one of these guys, number one, I did not want to go to an organization that's ran like the Washington Wizards, man. But I just want to say that. But the Hawks have basically owned this matchup. They've won 8 of the last 10 matchups. They did lose their last one. They lost 127-99. That was last year's January 13th. Other than that, the Hawks have won 8. Before that, they had won 8 of the last 9 before that. The Wizards have actually covered some spreads versus them. They're actually 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 versus the Hawks. I'm not messing with this game. The Hawks, I don't even have a pick for this game. It's the Wizards involved. But Okongwu is out. Okongwu's out for the Hawks. That hurts their bench. You have Bogdanovich. They're basically like their 6th man is out as well. So have nothing to do with the Hawks in this one. This is also a back-to-back third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights for the Hawks as well. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The spot actually sets up well for the Wizards here, getting 7.5 points. You can say they had. Now, one thing you can say about the Wizards, they did just go up against 2 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, their first couple games, the Celtics and then the Cavs as well. So you could argue we may not necessarily really be able to gauge the Wizards right now because they haven't went up against like a regular team. Well, they're doing that today. They're going up against a regular ass Hawks team. I wonder what Dyson Daniels steals at. I'd probably look at Dyson Daniels steals. He's been a hell of a defender for this team lately. It sounds great, but the Wizards actually have the advantage in this game, and they're the ones getting points. I couldn't stomach to bet them, but they definitely have the advantage in this game. Let me see what Dyson. I wonder if Dyson Daniels steals like 1.5, guys. If somebody could see Dyson Daniels steals, let me know what that is. If it's like 1.5, I would take Dyson Daniels steals. Let me see real quick. Somebody let me know in the chat real quick, man, because we really, you know what I'm saying? I got to get to the next game, but I'm not like, if I was betting this game, I'd actually bet the Wizards plus 7.5, but that means nothing. But it's definitely Wizards or nothing in this particular spot. The Hawks are in a horrible spot. They're missing 2 of their main bench players as well. Back-to-back with travel, 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th and 6th. And this is only the 3rd game of the season for the Wizards. So they have the rest advantage. You could argue that they have a little bit more of a healthier team as well. Dyson Daniels steals. I do like him to get 2+ steals in this game. I'm telling you that right now. Let me just check real quick. But Dyson Daniels steals is a really good look in this game, man. But the Wizards are just so hard to bet. But my pick for this game, as it stands right now, Wizards, man. Wizards plus 7.5. Good Lord. Let me just check real quick. Somebody got it 1.5. So 1.5 minus 136. That's the look right there, bro. I'm telling you, Dyson Daniels will get like 4 or 5 deflections a game, man. He's going over that. He had a horrible game yesterday as well. Dyson Daniels will get over 1.5 steals in this game. That's my actually best bet for this game, rather than the Wizards. But Dyson Daniels minus over 1.5 or to get 2+ steals. And if I had to pick a side, Wizards plus the 7.5, I think is the right side in this game. Let's go over here to Miami in this one. Heat laying 8.5 points at the house versus the Pistons. And I'm sitting here thinking about this game last night. I'm like, man, the Pistons aren't 8.5 point worse than the Heat. First off, the jury's still out on the Heat. We don't know how good or bad this team is so far this season. They have not played well. Now, let's take it to the first game of the season where they got smoked by 19 points versus the Orlando Magic. That was the game. It's like a lot of conflicting things happen with this game. So first off, the statue don't look nothing like Dwayne Wade. First off, but they did just unveil the Dwayne Wade statue yesterday. He looked like Mufasa or something. Like, it does not look like Dwayne Wade. But regards to that, then the other game, the first game as well, when they got smacked, they had just undered Pat Riley at halftime and like named the court after him and all this shit. Had a ceremony, and things in the NBA are so different, because I promise you, these used to be step up spots, like major motivational spots. And like, it didn't matter who they were playing, they came to ball on those ceremonies, or a person getting their number retired or anything like that, Hall of Fame game, any of that. These guys will come out involved. Not anymore. They lose these games for whatever reason. So in theory, the Heat are looking for a bounce back. They lost their first game by damn near 20 points. It was really disrespectful to Pat Riley to get smoked like that. Now Dwayne Wade just unveiled his statue as well yesterday. So this is like the Dwayne Wade statue game as well in a bounce back spot. They have owned the Detroit Pistons. I'll tell you that. They won the last 6 matchups. They've won 8 of the last 9 versus the Detroit Pistons as well. But the Pistons, for whatever reason, are actually 7-2-1 against the spread versus the Heat last night. So they are able to keep these games close. Not able to beat the Heat, but they're able to keep their games close for whatever reason. I want to take the Pistons here. My pick for this game is Pistons plus 8.5. I hadn't bet it yet, to be honest with you. I don't like the fact that it's obviously Dwayne Wade's night, and the first one they got smoked as well. I mean, obviously you could say the Heat are the better team, but the Pistons are a lot better than people understand, man. Like, I know that they start off 0-3. I know their record last year and all that, but this team is better than people understand. They have a new coach. They have some new energy over there. When you have Cade Cunningham playing over there, Jaden Ivey, like, these guys got some ballers. Jalen Duren, they literally have a big 3 to build off of. That's Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and then Jalen Duren as well, man. These guys actually have a big 3. Tobias Harris, I don't know why the hell, just good. Don't even get me started with this guy. But best pick for this game, in my opinion, Pistons plus the 8.5. You worry a little bit about the Heat and like getting embarrassed in their first home game and D-Wade statue, but shit, that ain't even D-Wade out there. I don't know who that is. You feel what I'm saying? That ain't D-Wade, but Pistons plus 8.5. This is a few too many points for the Heat to be laying, in my opinion. Don't have the computer projections just yet. I will get those later, but I bet you the computer's telling me that the Heat should be favored by like 4.5, 5.5 here. 8.5 is just too much. Line opened up at 7.5. It went to 8.5, then back down to 7.5. It's back up to 8.5. I don't care. It's Pistons plus 8.5. That's what I'm liking in this particular spot, man. Let's go over here to Toronto in this one. Raptors get 9 at the house versus the Nuggets. The jury's still out on Nuggets, man. They're playing like absolute ass. They couldn't beat the Clippers in the bounce back spot. They got smoked versus OKC in the first game. I took the Nuggets. I'm not betting like this team. I hate the Nuggets, and they hate I don't really love or hate any team. I hate these motherfuckers, and they hate me too, man. So I'm off Nuggets games for any. Like, if I bet the Raptors here, the Nuggets will look like champs. I guarantee you, bro. And then if I bet the Nuggets, Raptors will win this game outright. I'm not messing with the Nuggets at all. I hope they miss the playoffs. I would absolutely love it. Russell Westbrook probably should take his unders. We probably should take his unders. He's looked absolutely horrible coming off the bench, man. Westbrook might be out of the league next year. And I you know what I'm saying? I used to have a ton of respect for him. He plays hard and stuff, but I mean, I think that he could have been good off the bench, but yeah, he's been playing horrible, man. I bet you his points might be like single digits. He went 0 of 8 last game, man. 0 of 8 from 3. He shouldn't be shooting a single 3. 0 of 8 from the field, man. He had 2 points. He had more personal fouls than he had points, man. So it might be time to go ahead and just fade Westbrook and take his unders. You know what I mean? So they like in Raptors team total under 106.5. Yeah, the Murray is washed. That's a fact as well. But I wonder, is Bruce Brown playing this same game? Because my best look would be Bruce Brown some props in this one. Let me just check real quick. Bruce Brown is still out. Unfortunately. I know RJ Barrett is questionable here. Quickly is doubtful. So they might get Barrett back in this one. It's just I'm not laying 9 points with the Nuggets. The Raptors are not a good basketball team, in my opinion, but as you saw in their last game, like they can stun some people. You know what I mean? So in their last game, so first off, they beat Philly. Took my money in that one. They beat Philly outright at the house. Then they went to Minnesota, was down 20 points the whole game. And then the Wolves sold. The Wolves sold at the end of that game, man. Who I'm praying for whoever bet the Wolves in that game. That was tough. But I mean, you could actually say Raptors get 9 at the house is probably the look here. Double team Jokic makes the rest of the team beat you. The Nuggets are looking down bad right now, man. But like I said, I don't really have a great look on this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not betting Nuggets games on either side, and that's gonna be for a while. I'm telling you that right now. If I bet on them, they're gonna look like trash. Let me bet against them though, and they look like the world champs. I'm telling you this, man. Fuck this game. Let's go over to Boston. This one, Celtics laying 9.5 points at the house versus the Bucks. Man, I don't like this. That the Bucks, they're back to back. Third game in 4 nights. Fourth game in 6 nights as well. And they've had to travel basically every game. They went to Philly, back home versus Chicago. Then it's not huge travel. Then they went to Brooklyn, and from Brooklyn to Boston is not too far of a trip. I want the Bucks here. It's always hard to fade the Celtics, guys. And there's probably never I'll be going official fading the Celtics. But my pick for this game, I don't have money on it. My pick for this game is Bucks plus a 9.5. I don't think there's that far of a gap, man. I know that they're in a major rest disadvantage. I know that they don't have Chris Middleton as well. Celtics have the rest advantage here. I'll tell you that. The Celtics are the best team in the NBA. And when they go off shooting threes, when they get to making threes, like you just absolutely can't stop them. The Bucks are closer to the Celtics than people think, man. I'm telling you, there's 2 teams that's close to the Celtics this year. It's really 3 of them. It's only the teams that I probably bet against the Celtics on the East. The Bucks, obviously, at full strength would be a lot better. Bucks, the Cavs, and the 76ers at full strength, obviously. But I mean, the Celtics, that like this 9.5 is crazy. I know that the Bucks in a bad recipe, but 9.5 given in the Giannis and Lillard. And the guys playing, that's a little crazy in my opinion, man. The Bucks will be turned up for this game. They lost outright versus the Nets yesterday. Probably looking ahead to this game. They want the Celtics. Like, this is the game that they want to show we can stack up with, you know what I'm saying? We can stack up with these guys. They don't give a damn about the Brooklyn Nets. I want the Bucks here. I don't like the rest of disadvantage. They're coming off back-to-back losses. It's damn near double-digit faves. If you watched the game yesterday, they were not in that game. Like, their heads were not in that game. Literally, the whole game. You see what I'm saying? I'd like to take the Bucks here. I would. I don't know if I'm going to get there, but my pick for this game, my best pick for this game, full game spread, Bucks plus the 9.5 in this game. I might sprinkle on it personally, but I definitely think that they can hang with this Celtics team. Might not win, and it could possibly even run out of gas towards the end of the game. I'll tell you that right now. But Lillard is back. Lillard's in some of the best shape of his career. Giannis, I'm without them having Porzingis. So, I mean, Tillman, he can somewhat defend the rim, and Luke Cornett off the bench. But Giannis should go crazy in this game. They were already going to lose that game yesterday. They should have just sat the guys, man. Giannis really shouldn't even play 33 minutes yesterday, but he had 22 points, 12 rebounds. I actually think Giannis goes over his 27 points tonight, to be honest with you, man. Lillard could possibly go crazy as well, but Holiday, who got basically got traded away so that they can get Lillard. I feel like Holiday is going to be up to the task, try to shut down Lillard. Giannis, I'm not really sure who's going to be shutting him down tonight. I think this is a spot for Giannis to go over his points, 27.5 points. And I also think the Bucks plus the 9.5 are able to squeak in a cover in this particular game. I love the Celtics. This team is the best team in the NBA, but like 9.5 versus the Bucks is a little crazy in my opinion. Not with because I'm pretty high on the Bucks this year. I know that they've come off back-to-back bad losses. They're going to be turned up for this fucking game. I'm telling you that right now, man. So the Bucks aren't as bad as people think right now. Lillard's back. They still don't even have Middleton, but I feel like they have the horses that could possibly keep this game close. But Lillard and Giannis are definitely going to have to go for 30 apiece. Giannis to get 27.5 with Al Horford down there. I think Giannis gets 30 points tonight, my guys. I think he does. And like I said, that Bucks plus 9.5 is a few too many points. Let's go over here to New York in this one. Knicks land 2.5 points at the house versus the Cavs, a rematch of the playoff series a few years ago. Really tough matchup because we know that the Knicks are a top-tier defensive team. Their offense isn't all the way there right now. Even with Karl-Anthony Towns, their offense, this is going to be a really tough game because you see the Cavs, they're not effing around this season. As you can see, I know they have played 3 cupcakes. They played three of the, I'm not gonna say 3 of the worst teams in the East, but shit, damn near. They played the Raptors, the Pistons, and then they played the Wizards, and they smoked all of them. Well, except for the Pistons, we should have got that cover, man. They ended up winning by 12. I promise you, the Pistons should have covered that game, but whatever. Now they go to New York. We know Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. They hate the Knicks. Ever since they embarrassed them 2 years ago in the playoffs and kicked them out 4-1, they absolutely hate the Knicks. That's something I'll tell you for sure. Knicks coming off a big game could possibly even be for a letdown spot after that big game versus the Pacers, because that was a revenge spot as well. So they go out on a little road trip after this game as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a tough game. This is a great game to watch. Maybe even make a live bet. If anybody gets up by 7 to 8 points in this one, or definitely even double digits, I would live bet the other side. I think this game comes down to the last bucket. This will be a close game throughout, runs basically on each side here, in my opinion. I want to lean to the under here. I talked to my guy Punt. He says over or none for him because the Cavs have been running a little bit faster. I still feel like this is an under game because the Knicks, like I say, man, with their defenders, they're just like a top tier defensively team. It's going to be tough to get buckets versus them. The Cavs are no slouches either. Jared Allen down low, Mobley. These guys can play some defense as well. So my pick for this game would still be the under 223 in this game. But I'm not gonna lie, out of the games today, from the Nuggets and the Raptors and this one, these are the toughest ones for me to put my finger on, to be perfectly honest with you, man. But if I had to play a side, I'd probably go with the Cavs here. I'd probably go with the Cavs in this one, man. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, these guys trying to go crazy. They obviously have way more continuity than the Knicks as well. Knicks possibly in for a little bit of a letdown after the huge Pacers win, which they were pissed off because they got kicked out last year by the Pacers. The Cavs will hate this Knicks team forever, and they definitely have something to prove versus this team as well. They still lost 2 of the 3 matchups last year as well. So even though after having the playoff revenge, they lost 2 of the 3 matchups last year. Well, now the Cavs have a different coach. He knows their history versus the Knicks. Knicks are 8-2 straight up and against the spread last 10 versus the Cavs. I'd be looking towards the Cavs to try to even things up, to show them that they're one of the big dogs, one of their top 4 teams in the East today. But like I say, I mean, Knicks at the house, they could be trying to build some shit as well. It's a tough game to figure out. But if I had to play it, my pick for it would be Cavs plus 2.5 and the under 223. Let's go over here to San Antonio on this one. Spurs getting 2.5 points at the house versus the Rockets in this one. CP3, I'm surprised he didn't get suspended. He actually threw a punch at Dylan Brooks over there. It's actually pretty crazy. Man, get your old ass. Why is your old ass in the scuffle? Yo, old ass, you got no hair. You barely got an edge up. You see what I'm saying? You got that old Doc Rivers going on over there. But I'm going to get off Chris Paul, but he definitely should be trying to fight and shit with these young guys. But Spurs just beat them. It was a horrible spot for the Rockets because it was in a back-to-back. They're just coming off a win with travel as well. And guess what? The Spurs are showing us the same thing they did last year, guys. They come out hot in the first quarter and first half, and for whatever reason, bro, the full game, that's just not them. That full game is just not the Spurs. So check this out. Up 7 at the end of the first quarter. Then held the Rockets to only 10 points in the second quarter. They were up 21 points at the half. 21 points, guys. Okay, so they let the Rocket, and this is something for all year long. If the Spurs have a lead in the first half, we probably should live bet the opposite team in the third quarter and just second half in general. They got outscored by 18 points in the second half of their game, guys. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think they lost the lead at one point. Like literally, I think it was either a tie game or the Rockets went up by 1. At one point, after the Spurs been up the whole game, they end up winning that game by 3 points. They got outscored by 15 in the fourth quarter. This is just what the Spurs do. And so This time the Rockets have equal rest and they have revenge as well. And you have them probably a little pissed off after that scuffle. I think the Rockets minus 2.5 in this revenge spot is the right side in this game, guys, through and through. Because like I say, the Spurs, you already had the huge lead, you had the rest advantage, and then you still almost let the Rockets come back and win. What do you think is going to happen this time when it's equal rest and they have it the revenge and they hadn't had to travel anywhere? I think this is the game where the Rockets get them. If I like the Spurs, I'd play them first quarter, first half. But as far as the full game, I think the Rockets get some revenge in this particular game. The Spurs, like whenever things just really tighten up defensively and teams start to lock them up on the other side, we saw that versus the Mavs. They just literally crawl into a shell. I think the Mavs went like on a 17-0 run, man. That shit should never happen. That's what the Spurs do in fourth quarters, man. It's like really just following the patterns, noticing the patterns. They do this shit time and time again. So we got to notice that shit, man. So no Spurs full game for me here. If I were to bet them, it'd be first quarter, first half. Rockets full game minus the 2.5 is the best play in this particular game, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis in this one. Grizzlies laying 6.5 points at the house versus the Bulls in this one. Bulls look like somewhat of a little surprise team here, man. And guess what? The Grizzlies have, for whatever reason, struggled versus this team as well. They've lost their last 3 matchups. So all 3, they lost both matchups last year. They lost 3 in a row. And obviously the Bulls are 3-0 against the spread as well. But the Grizzlies do have Ja Morant back. They got Jaren Jackson back as well. They went up there and smacked up the Magic. Let me see if either one of these first leg of a back-to-back. Yeah, the Bulls have the Magic next as well. No first of back-to-back. I think the Grizzlies get the job done. My best bet for the day. Give me Grizzlies minus 6.5 at the house. Full squad. They got Ja Morant back. These guys are ready to go. I think this Ja Morant's question or something like that. Like, I think they're just going to be doing it. They're going to be putting him on the injury report. But I think the Grizzlies come to play in this one. We know that they're better at the house. We know that they're fully healthy now, and they're out for blood. Usually when a team is starting losing players the year before and they kind of had to pack shit in or start tanking, but we know that they're a really great team when they're fully healthy. Expect them to go on a run and be pissed off at everybody. That's what I think the Grizzlies are doing right now. And I know that the Bulls have started. I mean, they only started off 1-2, but they still surprised the Bucks over there. I think the Bulls get smacked by double digits in this particular game, man. I like the Grizzlies in this particular spot. I think Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey, big jackfruit head. I think these guys go crazy tonight. So like I say, Ja Morant, if he is ruled out, obviously I wouldn't like the Grizzlies. But as for now, I think he plays. Give me Grizzlies minus 6.5. This is something that I will have a little bit of money on, my guys. So this is my best bet of the day. The Memphis Grizzlies minus 6.5 with triple revenge. They've been losing versus the Bulls. Obviously last year they didn't have their guys in either one of the games. As you can see, the Bulls favored by 7.5. Then Bulls favored by 5.5 as well. Well, guess what? The Grizzlies are back now. They're back at the house, Grind City, and they're coming to ball out in this particular game, man. I like for Ja, Triple J, Edey, like Desmond Bain. I like for them to go crazy in this particular game. Give me the Grizzlies minus 6.5 here. Let's go over here to Dallas in this one. Mavs laying 11.5 points at the house versus the Jazz. I'm not messing with this game simply because the Mavs do have a huge game tomorrow. So you could say that they want to go out here and blow the Jazz out quick so they can get ready for the Wolves tomorrow. We know that the Wolves are coming for the Mavs ass tomorrow, though, as well. And like people was telling me, hey, a lot of people just lost money with the Mavs too. They saw Beal was out and took them versus the Suns. Suns went out there and trifected them boys as well. So Mavs only 1-1 on the season. They come back to the house. They play the Jazz. We know the Jazz have the major advantage at the house. I don't necessarily know about laying 11.5 with the Mavs right now because, like I say, could possibly be a look ahead. It's early in the season, and we know that the Jazz can play some underrated basketball. They have a superstar on their team in Lauri Markkanen that could literally go crazy. They're coming off a really bad loss versus the Warriors as well, where they lost by 41 points. I will almost never, unless it's like the Wizards or somebody like that, or we know that it's to that point in the season where they've given up, I wouldn't be going against teams that's just lost by 40 points. Like that's shit that you, like the coaches like on your ass about it, telling you, hey, look, this can't be happening. Even if we're losing games, we can't be losing by 41. So in theory, they're in a bounce back spot. Markkanen did not have a good game. He went 4 of 17 with only 13 points. The Warriors was probably mad because he didn't want to come over there because all season they were talking about Lauri Markkanen going to the Warriors. He didn't want to do it. They were pissed at him. So he's in for a bounce back game as well, Lauri Markkanen. Walker Kessler, sounds like the Lakers are trying to get Walker Kessler over there. I think 11.5 is too many here, but you just worry because the Mavs have owned these guys. They 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games, but have not been covering the spread. The Jazz are 5-4-1 against the spread in their last 10. So for whatever reason, they keep games close versus the Mavs. With them coming off 41-point loss, I'd lean towards the Jazz here, plus 11.5. But Mavs are the better team here. And like I say, they do have a big game tomorrow as well. They got a big game versus the Wolves in Minnesota tomorrow as well, man. So really tough game. I hope this game goes to double overtime, triple overtime. I'll tell you that because I like the Wolves tomorrow. I will be howling with the fucking Wolves tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully the Jazz are able to keep this game close, keep it competitive, where the Mavs have to play their guys like 40 minutes, and we can get a tired Mavs team tomorrow. But I definitely see the Mavs winning this game. I worry about them laying the Jazz getting 11.5 here in a bounce back spot. So I would lean to the Jazz in that particular spot. And marketing over points as well. Let's go over here to Phoenix in this one. Suns land 4 at the house versus the Lakers. Sharp monies came in on the Suns in this one. This line was at 2.5. It's up to 4. It could be sharp money. It could be that people are expecting Beal to be back. This team did just lose versus the Lakers. Remember, they were up 21 points. Boy, were they up 21 points in the second quarter or something like that? Yeah, they were up 21 points in the second quarter. And for whatever reason, they end up losing that game, man. They fucked around and found out Nurkic had a horrible game. I need him to make a 3. He took 3 of them that game, but didn't make one. Only played 18 minutes. He had as many fouls as he did points, man. So that was a horrible game by Nurkic. The Suns team is not a bad team, but as we see from the Lakers, they're not a bad team as well. Redick is coaching them up nice. Probably going to stay away from Lakers games for a while, to be honest with you, man. This team just went on a 21-0 run versus the Kings, guys. I needed the Kings in that game. The Kings were up 7. Before you know it, I look back at it, Lakers up 7, and then they were up 14, man. They went on a 21-0 run versus the Kings. Just crazy shit. They're playing at a high level right now. Start off the season 3-0. I kind of figured, I was like, man, maybe JJ Redick isn't too bad of a hire because maybe he's going to come over there and have like some bring a young mentality over there. You know what I mean? So I'm probably staying away from Lakers games right now. I think that they are playing a little bit better than they actually are. Not that they're bad, but I think that like these games, these are losable games for them, and then they end up winning them. See what I'm saying? So they're getting kind of lucky. I do think the Suns will be playing with revenge in this one, but I definitely need Beal in this time around for me to bet the Suns. My pick for this game is Suns -4, but I definitely need Beal in there for sure before I'm trying to put money on it as well, man. So quick revenge spot. This is the Lakers' first road game of the season. I do think the Suns will be turned up for this particular game as well. It's an interdivisional game as well. I like the Suns here, but definitely need Beal in here. Last game up, man. Ton of games. Kings land 12.5 versus the Blazers. Kings are a team that we need to watch because, like, what's going on in Sacramento here, man? Especially if they lose today, we're definitely going to be like, all right, what the hell is going on with Sacramento? But I don't think they lose this game. Blazers, they're coming off a win, probably a little celebrated as well. Remember, back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights. So the spot sets up well here for the Kings. I still think the Kings are one of those teams that you don't want to be playing on a back-to-back, especially 3rd and 4th back-to-back as well, because they can just run you out the gym. But their defense hasn't really been solid this year. Gave up 131 versus the Lakers. Gave up 117 versus the Wolves as well, man. So Kings have not really been playing defense. Now, maybe the Blazers are just what the doctor ordered up here on this particular spot, but that 12.5 seems huge there, to be honest with you. Laying 12.5 with the Kings haven't shown us that they're really ready to ball this season. I'm staying off this game, to be perfect with you. Maybe look at Sabonis. I wonder what Sabonis' rebounds is. Now, he had a 29-point triple-double versus the Lakers. He's going to be good for that. Like, Sabonis is going to go crazy in this game. It's a good matchup for him as well versus Aiden. Last time they faced this team, they won by 39 points. They were favored by 17. That was last year, though, when nobody was playing for the Blazers. So always keep this in mind, man. These sorry-ass teams, they don't know that they're sorry early in the season. So teams like the Blazers, they're going to be playing some of these teams super close. You see what I'm saying? 2-3 likes Sabonis to get a triple-double at plus 400. I couldn't talk you off that, man. So that's the spot, man. That's it. That's the show. Let me get out of here and recap, and then let me check out the chat as well. So for me, best bet of the day, I'm going to go with Grizzlies. Full game, -6.5. Did make a pick for literally every single game, guys. For every single game. Let me see. Let's see here what they saying in chat. My God, like Grizzlies plus Blazers plus 12.5. Beal over 7.5 rebounds and assists. We don't even know what he's playing. They like Suns money line. Adebayo 1+3 over plus 150. You'll be at the Maristar. Is that your spot? Yeah, I definitely be at the Maristar, my brother. I'm about to go up there in just a little bit. Nurkic today is plus 260 for 1+3s, but he got to bounce back. He got to bounce back, man. Shit. They say they like the Suns. Trifecta J. Memphis first quarter will be a system play for me. Yeah, I definitely think Memphis first quarter is the spot for sure. For sure, man. But literally for every single game, man. It would be for me. It's ugly shit. Pacers, Wizards, Pistons, nothing. Nuggets, Raptors, Bucks, Cavs, Rockets, Grizzlies, Jazz, Suns, and then maybe over Kings Blazers because Kings should score, but they're not playing a lick of defense right now, man. But that's the show, man. I try to make a pick for you guys on every single play, on every single game. That way, if you just need to be nudged in the right direction, but coming on here breaking down games literally all week, man. I'll be here Monday through Friday, no matter what, man. See what I'm saying? Even if I got one arm, I'll be over here working the computer with one arm. But that's it. That's the show for today, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Also, I lean to the Giants as well, man, tonight in Sunday Night Football. I know it sounds crazy as hell, but wouldn't be surprised if the Giants plus the 6 snuck in there through the back door or something, man. It's all love. Post your best plays in the comments as well, man. Leave some comments after the show. If you're watching this right now or even come back watching it, leave your best play in the comments, man. We're all trying to cash, and whoever has some winning plays as well, you get a shout out on the show tomorrow. So I'm going back looking at all the comments. Whoever has the winners, you're getting a shout out on the show. That's something we're going to start to do every day, man. So put your plays in the chat, and whoever's cashing, you got to post them before the game, though. You see what I'm saying? You can't go back and edit them and shit, but put the Monday Night Football. I lean towards the Giants. Post your best plays in the comments, and hey, whoever got the good looks, we're going to shout them out on the show tomorrow. It's all love. We out, my guys. Hope y'all have a great show. Let's go, baby. Let's have a good day. We out.